It's Serenity Now with your host, Serenity Torme. Serenity is a licensed plant counselor, a certified therapy plant trainer, and academic dean of the All Flora Divine Online University.
Greetings, many blessings. I am Serenity Torme, and I want to thank you for joining us this evening. I'd like to begin tonight's program by offering 2 gratitudes. And my first gratitude is a joint one, and it goes to Jenny Gilroy and to Carlos Montemayor. These are the 2 people who make the magic happen here at the Onionville Kcry TV Channel 16 Public Access Studio. They do it all. The lights, the sets, the camera, the sound. They truly are a Jack and Jill of all trades. And I thank you both so very much for the wonderful job you do each and every week. My second gratitude goes to last week's guest, Mr. Daryl Kellogg. I think we've got a picture of his book. Can you put that up on the monitor? Last week, Daryl gave us a fascinating glimpse into the amazing world of professional dowsing. I learned so much. So thank you again, Daryl, for appearing on the show last week and sharing with us. I think that sometimes we just need to stop and remind ourselves how very, very fortunate we are to live in a town like Onionville that is brimming with knowledgeable and spiritually enlightened human beings. And our guest tonight, will be appearing later in the show, certainly falls in that category. She is an expert in the field of psychometry. And if you're unfamiliar with the term psychometry, I guarantee that you'll know all about it by the end of the show. All right, moving on, we have a few items of business we need to take care of. First up, I want to remind you that I will have a plant consultation booth at the Tri-Counties Joyful Spirit Fair and Expo, and that will be held this Saturday from 10 to 4 in the banquet room at the Ramada Inn out on Route 38. And I will be offering free plant counseling throughout the day. So if you have a plant that's not doing well, I encourage you to bring it on down to the Ramada on Saturday and allow me to help your plant reach its full spiritual and biological potential. I hope to see you there. All right, our next item. Those of you who are regular viewers, I'm sure will remember Madeline Crawford, who was our guest last July. And Madeline spoke to us about her 3 near-death experiences, as related in her book, Practice Makes Perfect. Well, I learned this week that through hard work and perseverance, Madeline has at last achieved her goal. And so I know that all of you out there join me in wishing her a peaceful and loving transition into the light. And if any of you are interested in purchasing Madeline's book, autographed copies are still available. Can you get this up on the screen there? Autographed copies are still available at the All Flora Divine Online University Virtual Bookstore. And these are $12.95 plus shipping and handling. And as I mentioned, these are signed copies, so they are destined to become valuable keepsakes. All right, Carlos over here on my right is motioning to me that it's time for us to take a break and cut away for Onionville Community Calendar. But please stay tuned, because when we come back, I will be showing you a video about some very special green graduates, and you won't want to miss it. Again, welcome. One of my greatest joys, it's an honor, a privilege, is being a therapy plant trainer. Once a plant is chosen for the program, it can take anywhere from 3 to 9 months of intensive training until that plant is certified as a therapy plant. And tonight, I have a video produced by the Therapy Plant Academy of America that showcases 3 of our most recent graduates who are out there helping their humans lead richer and more fulfilling lives. Let's go ahead and roll that video right now.
Meet Mr. Arlie Yeager of Templeton Township. 8 months ago, while on a hunting trip, Arlie was the victim of an unprovoked attack by a white-tailed deer. Though his physical injuries healed quickly, the emotional wounds left Arlie so deeply traumatized that he was unable to hunt or go near guns of any kind. Now, thanks to his therapy orchid, Tina, Arlie has gained insight into himself and is once again doing what he loves most.
You know, it was hard getting back out there. I was vulnerable, and it was when you start taking care of the orchid, you realize how it's so delicate and vulnerable, and it requires special handling and special humidity and special food. I think that once you realize, for me, that I'm an orchid and I need those special things to take care of me in my life, and that's okay.
Tina and Arlie, truly a match that is right on target. Today, Mr. Dieter von Hoffman, with the help of his therapy plant Apollo, will attempt to leave the house for the first time in over 12 years. Tension mounts as he waits for Nurse Connie Jorgensen to come and take him for a short car ride around the block. At last, the fateful moment arrives, and Dieter and Apollo venture forth into the world. Nurse Connie knows exactly what a therapy plant can do. Several years ago, she was forced to give up nursing when she developed a sudden and inexplicable fear of medical tubing. Now, she and her own therapy plant, Trigger, are back on the job. Every day, Connie and Trigger are helping people like Dieter to bond with their therapy plants, conquer their fears, and lead a normal life once again. Brent Decker was once a man so tired of his job as an insurance broker that life no longer held any meaning for him. Each night he dragged himself home from work and watched TV, played violent video games, and numbed his brain with wine. Yes, Brent led a life of despair with no hope for a brighter future. No hope at all, until one day when he met the little therapy plant named Bingo. Now Brent heads to work each morning with a spring in his step and a smile on his face. No obstacle, big or small, can throw him off course. Negativity and criticism can't bring Brent down, not with Bingo at his side. Brent's top man at the office now, and he feels like a king.
I hope you found that video as moving and inspiring as I did. It is stories like those that make all those months of training worthwhile. And now, as a special bonus, we have some footage of Kcry TV's very own on-the-scene reporter, Mandy Clark. We all know how calm and collected Mandy appears, but she is actually quite camera shy, and you will never find her on assignment without her longtime therapy plant, PJ. And we thank Kcry TV News for allowing us to share that little behind-the-scenes secret. Okay, I'm getting the signal over here from Carlos that we need to break away once again for Onionville Community Calendar. But please don't go away, because when we come back for our final segment, we will be talking with Madam Shastara. Greetings and welcome back. With me tonight is Madam Shastara, as promised. And as I mentioned, Madam Shastara is an expert in the field of psychometry. And I think we'll begin by letting her tell us exactly what psychometry is.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you so much for having me on the show tonight, Serenity. Psychometry is actually very simple. It's a process of holding an object in your hand and allowing yourself to feel the vibrating energy which that object holds. You open yourself to it and you begin to receive images that resonate in your body and in your mind's eye, and you begin to pick up an understanding of the history of that object. For instance, people that have touched it or owned it, events that object has been a part of, places where it has been. Its entire history is there for you.
Well, that is fascinating.
Well, you know, it's not magic, but it is a bit mysterious, and I just love pulling back the curtain a bit to allow people to see into that process.
Very, very interesting. I see here in my notes that in the past you have used your abilities to assist law enforcement.
Yes, I have. I've done that quite a bit in the past. It's been very intense work, sometimes very dark and demanding, but satisfying when I was able to help. However, since I've moved to Onionville, I've made my practice pretty much focused on private one-to-one consultation. And I work out of Ruby's Nail Salon in the Vaughn Shopping Center.
And that would be the Vaughn Shopping Center. I think we've got a picture of it here, the Vaughn Shopping Center on East Quarry Road.
Yes, that's correct. Ruby's Nail Salon, the Subway Sandwich Shop, Frozen Yogurt Shop, and the Onionville Bank on the corner, which is where I had a recent experience with helping out and with local law enforcement.
Right here in Onionville.
Right here in Onionville, yes.
Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I'd be glad to. Gus is the security guard at the bank, and as I was leaving Ruby's after my afternoon session one week, Gus came to me and asked me if I had lost a pair of sunglasses. Well, no, I had not. But I offered to help, and I held the sunglasses, which was in an expensive case he had found on the sidewalk. I held that in my hand, and I immediately got a very vivid image of the owner in my mind. And just as I was about to share that information with Gus, a woman came rushing down the street. "Have you seen my sunglasses? I've lost my prescription glasses." And naturally, she was the exact image of the woman that I had in my mind. And I was very happy to be able to assure Gus that she was indeed the rightful owner, the legal owner.
That is so impressive. Oh, I'm getting the signal from Carlos that our time is up. We need to wrap up things, bring it to a close. So I would just say thank you so much, Madam Shestar, for appearing on the show, and I hope you will come back and join us again.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And to all my viewers out there, I want to thank you for coming, watching the show, and I hope that each and every one of you will tune in next week and allow a few minutes of serenity into your life.
This concludes our broadcast day. Please join us tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for Good Morning Onionville with hosts Hugh Hightower and Joellen Schneidenbaum. And now, on behalf of the entire Kcry TV family, good night and thank you for watching.
Oh gosh, I don't know.